Resource extraction often pits industry against conservationists. Just 2 years ago, that was the case here on Ontario's Carden Plain, northeast of Lake Simcoe. This globally rare Alvar, with its prairie grasslands and shallow limestone, is home to many rare species like the endangered eastern loggerhead shrike that can thrive in the harsh environment here.
The Goodstein Conservancy started working on the Carden Plain about 1995. We recognized that there were these globally significant Alvar habitats out here and a lot of species at risk, so it's a very special place. And since that time we've been working with landowners, purchasing land, doing some conservation easements, generally trying to conserve those natural features.
Cattle ranching is also a mainstay of this rural community.
I was born in the area about 20 miles south of here. I've been ranching back in the area for probably something in excess of 25 years. The last 15 years much more extensive. I run 3,000 acres back here of rented property and about 250 cattle on that acreage. The longer you hang around this place, you find out it's a pretty special spot, and it's much more than a ranching area. The more I know about the place, the more I know I don't know about it. It's a pretty special spot from the point of the ecology back here.
But the Carden Plain is also rich in high-quality stone, sand, and gravel, making it an ideal site for aggregate extraction, close to a growing Greater Toronto area.
Ontario needs solid, good quality hard rock for the infrastructure projects that are important to our quality of life, everything from building hospitals and arenas to buildings and factories and homes and roads. So we need that material and we need it close to market, and the Carden Plain is one of the areas that is close to market.
These different needs and perspectives led to tensions between the different stakeholders. But after years of conflict and a costly Ontario Municipal Board hearing, things may be changing thanks to an innovative, multi-stakeholder initiative called the Integrated Carden Conservation Strategy. The strategy brought together aggregate companies, conservationists, ranchers, and other stakeholders here on Carden Plain. The goal was to address concerns, reconcile conflicts, and develop a long-term strategy that everyone could agree upon.
Until the integrated strategy was developed, really the aggregate industry and the conservationists were very much on opposite sides. And what we tried to do with the strategy to say there's a way that we can both win here. Our objective is not to try and end quarrying on the Carden Plain. Our objective is to make sure that the quarrying is done responsibly, to make sure it's in the right places, to make sure that it avoids the best of the natural habitats.
It took many, many meetings and lots of discussion to decide on a strategy that everyone could live with. And the process is still ongoing. But everyone involved agrees that the strategy has been a huge step forward.
I think that we're starting to work towards a more collaborative or working relationship rather than the strict opposition approach to things, stop things at all cost.
When we look at what's happened here, I think probably the most important thing is opening the lines of communications, is bringing the companies, the local landowners in the community, the conservation groups together all at the same table, all talking to one another and all trying to find solutions that at least we can all live with. That, I think, is going to work very well for the future of this whole area.
I think we've learned that we have more in common than we have in difference, and that probably by working together we can probably each accomplish what we would like to accomplish.
Already, that new spirit of partnership has led to tangible results, like the lots created with the help of Dufferin aggregates that give birders a place to park. The process has highlighted the key role that resource extraction companies play in communities.
The aggregate industry is an important player in this. As a significant landholder in the area, we have the ability to put a lot on the table, and we want to do that in a way that's meaningful for both the conservation groups that are involved, but also for the industry. We want to do the right thing for the communities that we work in. We want to do the right thing for the environment.
At the holding stage, that can mean grazing cattle to preserve the tradition of agriculture on the Carden Plain. and maintain the shortgrass prairies that species like eastern loggerhead shrikes and grasshopper sparrows and others depend upon. During active extraction, good practices include berms around the site to enhance safety and reduce visual impact. And, in some cases, exhausted quarries can be rehabilitated to create important habitat.
These abandoned quarry floors that dot the countryside of Ontario have a lot of potential to become important refuges for diverse species.
Researchers like Dr. Paul Richardson have proved it's possible to convert some old quarries into Alvars by introducing the right plant seeds and helping them get established, as long as the quarry floor doesn't lie below the water table.
A quarry floor may turn into an Alvar naturally after 80 years if you leave it alone. The right kind of management, you can create an Alvar on a quarry floor in as few as 5 years. So we're basically speeding up a natural process.
Whether it's through rehabilitating old sites, controlling dust or noise, or leaving high-quality habitat intact, resource extraction companies have opportunities to be good neighbors at every stage in their operations. And as companies like Dufferin Aggregates are showing, choosing collaboration over conflict makes good business sense.
In terms of going forward, the integrated strategy is a positive benefit because we were able to develop some good relationships and some good partnerships.
A lot of parts of the province are envious of the relationship we have back here. Although it's not perfect, they would just dearly love to have a process where as many different partners are sitting down, talking about the problems and trying to find ways to work together.
What we're saying essentially is there's room for all of us here. Really the important part is planning so that we keep the best of the natural areas, we keep the local community engaged and involved, and we also provide the aggregate that's going to be needed to build the highways of the future. I think there's a real model here that could be used in other areas where there's conflict between aggregates and conservation, or conservation and other land uses more generally. And I hope that other people are going to pick up on what we've been doing here.